Ebusa for me church will be about George Media Production. So now George Media Production and matrasi na ene de no efa sikadie bi yakoso sikadie bi yakoso ewo Ministry of Sports sikadie bi ni ndan say enche na all African Games ekoso ewo oman Ghana mu Accra and Cape Coast na TV rights hu sikasem no Ministry of Sports purchase say what $3 million e dey am GBC omuni twa eye akwukansi ni na ama yenya bi hwe with TV so director na owo no na say director managing director of GBC ni say $3 million bia ema o makantum we approve with documents na yenu penny Captain Smart ahopam jende tisentwam Captain Smart ababonten and the details of their course ni na Captain Smart was our live TV just say oh my Ghana adede na ekoso o man sika eye calf dia blaye say yemfa nyade nipa ba kuminu allege $3 million oso watia onu se ne sankan yenkoti details of their course between Ministry of Sports and GBC.
So today, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, a cabinet ministry, is fighting with a miserable sector, enterprise of a nation. GBC. I say, me can't say much. Opa, TMA, Opa, Jai. I kept fighting with my own sports crew that I know what I know. I am the only person that understands what I've read and seen. And I knew that there's danger ahead of this country. But let me once again assure you that there will be a new Ghana. A new Ghana that you'll be part of. A new Ghana that you are involved. A new Ghana that will not run away from you. A new Ghana that you can still hold that old wagon and tell us that put the red color here, put the green color here, put the gold color here, and rebuild this noble, beautiful country and make it better for all of us. And then, Ministry of Youth and Sports. Almost a name. Minister say, Wakotna Public Accounts Committee, yay all African Games. Media houses are working in an open rights from GBC. GBC say on your da. Maybe slow some count. GBC said no. It's GBC monopolized the broadcasting of whether all African Games or whatever. Me bahabe catch sports for the say. Asamwo now I say me boy. Besi na me no ka say hotels African countries ne beda ya. Ya me yensikanya besia say yemfa host no. Besi ne I still have those documents abino ya ye all African Games wie bebia Nigeria da ye Burkina da ye wan da ye wan da ye unim say Nash besi ne muntuai. Meanwhile, this government spent over $300 million. I am telling the sports minister, come and sit here. Go to any other TV or radio station. Invite me and I'll come and meet you one-on-one. And I'll point to you that all you and whoever in this administration are nothing but thieves. You guys are thieves. You remember I came here to tell the sports guys that you entry a GBC car. Na GBC for document na. Extra say you entry one kano. A chrono document. GBC entry a car. I was called by a manager in this house. Ujafu. Men to asubium na. Why we are there about African games and I be bibia GBC the be no. Say you kwa copyright. I am fan my. Me boa. Open you hear me. Wa pempem ha say ya pa kakra. Uhume. Ano pe ya wutie wo fia ya. But I stood my ground because I know the nonsense that I was talking about. Until, was the last 3 days? The sports minister appeared before the parliamentary select committee on the public accounts committee of parliament. Yebusa finance minister said, sports minister. Said, Brapeni, GBC, Matuya Wonka. Sports minister say, they have paid Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in excess of $3 million. Watch this. Sir, right now, GBC. Because GBC is a camera, GBC camera, no. Even 580 krano muntimi here. Eti ade no na hye mfimfin. TV no, wo hwa bonkum tum nifa tum apempem tum aseho tum wotam mfimfin kete. Edu baby dey na ya dwe say GBC. Eso we use camera ba kope e na etwa all Africa. He, wo mutimi pane. Asa bodani a wo hu anka. Boom! Near the Akoto Obiso. Pacho, Mame Public Accounts Committee video no. Nyamena meko tiwaso
with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have per chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US.
Excess of 3?
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid. You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC. Do you have per chance what the amount was? I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US.
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US
yes.
for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid. And so we wanted to ascertain if you have paid. You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Game. I think that I would rest here and maybe the next.
You see, I was insulted by a certain man in this house who called me and said that, what do you have to say that the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the money paid by the Ministry of Youth and Sports is. I'm sorry. I am sad not because of the story. I am sad because almost every other person in this country, people are just mediocres. People are just interested in protecting their businesses without protecting the future of this country. And that is what gets me mad and sad. Sebed and the GBC. Ministry of Youth and Sports, over $3 million. I said this on air. with the sports guys, and I was calling, and I wish you were there. How this man looked me in the eyes and spoke. I respectfully said, sir, we live to see. He again reported me that I've threatened him. I knew what na me nim dia make kan agiba kojo na me nim asema make no aya nkrofo adwe ye o say yes sorry ne ya betna ha ne ya betia tiem na ye ko. Listen, I am not Ghanaian because I was born here, but it is because Ghana was born inside of me. I know the nonsense I was talking about. Sir, today can you call me again and say what? Watch this. When I said that on air, I knew, sir, GBC director was called to a meeting to by force accept that he has been paid over $3 million. And the man said, I cannot succumb to that rubbish. You can choose to sack me. I am a professor. Sack me. And Assembia Makawahano, time and events is confirming whether I was just ranting or I was planting a seed. Look and listen to me carefully. Akufado, or even though Kwakubichem is older than him, Menana we did 103. Baumia, or Yame of a Kobenebo and Kamepe, even though Kobenebo is older than Baumia. So do not sit in that maggot infested imagination of your brain to think that I just come here and open my mouth and say things. If I don't have a shit, I don't sit. Camera technicians are Kucha, all African Games. More than 10, they came to me. They called me and I drove straight up to SARS Sports Stadium now, Kufuor. I met some of them. Based in the Ghana Police Service in Chiamuka. Based in the hotels in Chiawonka. How would you want to disgrace a noble nation like Ghana to this magnitude? And you think that everybody should shut up in this country? And I am surprised. J. Kufuor, with all due respect to you, Dad, you've been quiet for quite too long. Daddy, with all due respect to you, I love you and you know I do. Papa, you have been quiet for quite too long. Krobe asanti kotokoro tumfo say to baby omiru mama muso wada ma chebru. Ohere why you din ache toto. Gamanche. Yes. Abai bi aba or the gamanche ba. Ebia na usuro say this ba om the gamanche be for from eba. Nte bia usuro so be kasa. But gamanche, you've been quiet for quite too long. Paramount chiefs in this country. As for the media, we are as corrupt as more than the definition of the word corrupt. Forget about the media. Mena me catch Mr. Ghana and Central Jubano are corrupt. Eti but penifo amu memu ha mo kasa ye na nanoma hemfo. Where are you? And no man ba ko send me message. Okachem said, now I understand you. The same omahine, no one in penny for Bomibia. Some are casting the chrome coin yet. Yamina knew one. Yakupon wine you. Well, so what check what one minima. Utum. A hash room from her. Yankupon, Yamion Pauto. Yakupon Yagi. Afei sports minister kasa wie me didi asem no ye yen kofa GBC MD no response. You see, he's been paid in excess of $3 million. Excess of 3 billion can be 3.1, 3.2, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 10, excess of 3 million. And yet something above 3 million, no, excess of $3 million. And when I came here, I was talking. A lot of people thought that I was just hallucinating. I was not hallucinating. I knew the nonsense I was talking about. Because if I don't have a shit, I don't sit. I have decided to end my career in broadcasting. And I'll come back to tell you tomorrow when I want to quit broadcasting. I'll quit. Take this from me. Tomorrow when I come, I'll tell you I want to quit. Me. I want to quit. Honestly, I want to leave. I know your heart has started panting. You started panting, but I want to quit. Atigya, I want to leave. Nyama, I want to go. Antiama, I want to leave. Kwame came to me and said that my path is your path, but your fact will not be their fact. So prepare your ass and prepare your arsenals. Get ready for the battle. It may not seem too easy or smooth, but how rough will become will tell the laugh you would have at the end of the day. This is what he told me just last night. I want to quit. I want to go. I want to go. If you don't see me again, don't be sad. There's a better angle for our triangle to show the area of which angels can meet our angle of failure and help us to succeed. Listen to me carefully. And then, after the Minister of Youth and Sports, Kasawi, GBC, that, but your video now ready now. No, it was not a press release. I got a video. I'll send it to you. If you don't have it, no problem. Relax. I want a video to be played. Don't tell me anything about any document. If you don't play, I get up and go home. That's a fact. Man can't trust me. And you see, and then, anytime I am vindicated, I quit. Now, what's that here? No one dream. No one who say, and ya kwakurabia n'intimi nkura ne ho. Nkwakurafo ni bi wo ho a. E phone so bo. GBC Managing Director Intibo GBC Director after Sports Minister. These two guys, they are all in the same administration. Both were appointed by the president. Papa ne say, hey, debut, NG Skabia. Yeah, both video ni we are. Made the contractor Ministry of Youth and Sports in GBC sign it. But to TV so. What my name is Ajay. But the contractor but to TV so. But video no.
The benefit total payment to GBCs for GBC's benefit, I repeat, was 105 US, and that is what we got.
Now, but does GBC have any evidence to back what you're saying? Because I mean, the minister is the one in charge. He has made a statement.
Of course.
What evidence do we have?
We definitely have enough documentation. These monies are not paid in bags; they are paid through the bank, and they are indicated what the money is for. And before we do that, there's a letter we will receive from the ministry telling us whose payment it should be for, and so we don't act on our own, we act upon instructions, and that we have all the documentations, and we have everything in place to show that these monies, you see, public funds are not easily disbursed like that. GBC needs $3 million to do a lot of things. And if we got the $3 million, we would have gone ahead to start spending on GBC's needs, including procuring an OB van. We didn't get that money.
TV so kasei or a professor. Sabe mimi a Pam Secondary School. Eti answer na obewu say Ghana Broadcasting Corporation MD bekwa kojina ni TV show to refute something by a cabinet minister. It means that Adiano a main papa no. Share utie asem na papa ne beka ya Ministry of Youth and Sports the Mirka issue statement, but before for GBC statement na omo you know to TV ne so the almost papa ne sign ya omo ko edit ye de for buy me pede de wo ho no and na ye original mo we for buy. We are from the Office of the Director General, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Broadcasting House, PO Box 1633, Accra, Ghana. August 2024. Honorable Chairman, Public Accounts Committee, Parliament of Ghana, Accra. Dear Honorable Chairman, repayment for African Games and 2 technicians. Kosoro kakrane munda hona menkai. Medja The management of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation wishes to respond to 2 statements made at the 20th August 2024 sitting of the Public Accounts Committee as a public interest questions which was broadcast live. Per an agreement with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, GBC, as the official broadcaster, was to supervise the technical production teams that were to bring into the country their own production equipment and to undertake the production of the African Games. It is important to clear that GBC was the official broadcaster, but not responsible for the technical production of the games. The technical production was outsourced as GBC did not have the equipment to produce the games. The following organizations were responsible for the technical production: PGS 1, 2, Quality Media Production SL, 3, the production room TPR. Echna meba metro baby asa group pennies in a free ni pay ye one day. And it didn't say a binding sikama or say woman and woman produce sa all African Games. Ni enja GBC or no na the nation's national broadcaster. I didn't see a nice one. The entire a buying way for tam deal no command pafufro. Bankasa for baby I sign a bra for document in Santoso. That's it. Of the total payment made for the games, GBC was only 10 years. GBC was only entitled to $105,000. Therefore, the statement that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million comes as a surprise. The Honorable Samuel Nate George, member and MP for Ningo Pram, also stated that most of the technicians who worked on the African Games have still not been paid. GBC wishes to put it on record that there are no outstanding payments to local technicians who were engaged by GBC to work on the African Games. But Mr. Director, all payments to local service providers have been effected. GBC staff who were deployed were paid a daily subsistence allowance of 100 Ghana cedis each on location. It should be stressed that only staff who were at games locations were paid. Game locations were paid. What about the other technicians who were not at the games locations but were employed for the same services? GBC wishes to put it on record that there are no outstanding payments to local technicians who were engaged by GBC to work on the African Games. All payments to local service providers have been effected. GBC staff who were deployed were paid on daily basis subsistence allowance of 100 Ghana cedis each on location. It should be stressed that only staff who were at games locations were paid. There are no outstanding payments to be effected. Yours faithfully, Professor Amin Al-Hassan, Director General, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana's Managing Director. I think for Ministry of Youth and Sports for Letana on the Ben Run Sobra. GBC Penini Chokrata way Esan Kwajina TV so Ekasa and the Ministry of Youth and Sports anyway by they thought that GBC Managing Director no or your Director General abina appointed no to somebody intra Papa Ntina Hodin and tough watching draw. It's a woo system we need no one penny our friend Kaya. Clarification on the amount paid to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation for the coverage of the 13th African Games. You assume that you have the two in Abebachi. Now, contract now, Ministry of Youth and Sports, GBC signing, you know, more farmer felix any mapel. Or posting in a packracy, posting in our online. Facebook or Fago. We refer to the Public Accounts Committee sitting on Monday, 19th August 2024, where the Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, led the National Sports Authority and the National Youth Authority, two agencies under the ministry, to respond to issues raised by the Auditor General. At the sitting, the Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram constituency, Honorable Samuel Nate George, asked a public interest question regarding the payment to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation GBC for their production and broadcasting services rendered at the 13th African Games, to which the Honorable Minister responded that GBC was paid in excess of $3 million. Go up. The Minister's attention has been drawn to comments made by the Director General of GBC, Obeka Papana Tujem. Opesa abani yinadi. We said I can say Papa ne dintro ti apam professor said a cabinet minister we twan to a chance say no hu bebe nyam but emfa, stating that they did not receive the said amount. We wish to make the following statement to clarify the issues. Afei ministry na account tieniye. A, the Ministry of Youth and Sports through the local organizing committee received proposals from various stakeholders for the production and broadcasting rights for the 13th African Games. Question number 1 about point A, and it said, who were the said various stakeholders and who are those who wanted the broadcasting right apart from GBC? Publish the names. We want to know. I am daring the ministry to publish the names. If a cousin of the president's company was not part of it, I am daring the minister, even his friend was not part of the bidding. Publish the names. Nonsense. I am daring the ministry to publish the stakeholders. I am standing here and asking and saying that the Ministry of Youth and Sports should publish the names of the proposals they received. They are from which company and from who? We want to know. Now I'm daring the man in this house. Call me again this morning. I'll give it to you and go away. Nonsense. Some organizations submitted proposals in excess of 6 million. But from Patrolman, I'm sorry. Me mami agi. Otoniema o mankasim. Provision store na mami wo. Agi 6 million no. O papa kwa kubi chairman na dem answer churosha. Which the ministry deemed excessive. The ministry deemed excessive. Therefore, me say companies now. A cancer or pay right, Ministry of Youth and Sports publish it. I had a whole somebody here in this house calling himself a big sportsman, calling me and telling me his peace of mind that it is not true. Nonsense. What do you say to someone? Yeah, also, the ministry in its quest to build local capacity and leave a legacy after the 13th African Games, engaged the GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. Honestly, so engage GBC to become the official broadcaster for the Games. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for production and transmission was the lowest. In that one man production, no. If his so GBC didn't work firm at 6 million. And then the 3 companies now was no. One I demand one say 1 year jubano. I am daring the Minister of Youth and Sports, come out. Abai we omo thieves, abai we omo crofo. And I am prepared for any rubbish. The other reason for the ministry's decision was that GBC's financial quotation for the production transmission was lowest, with the understanding that GBC will use the services of third parties to assist them implement their obligation. The total agreed amount was 3.6. So the minister forgot 3.6. Let's assume the 3 million excess of 3 million is the 6. Oh, erade yankopon. When so makuma mu adakoro meka asem bia ebe ya asem. Subsequently, an agreement was reached between the two institutions, the ministry and GBC. Kosoro. Some ministry, no, they will come back to tell you, say, a ministry of justice and attorney. Choto, they will come back to tell you that. Me sorry mbiye manon kasawo. Me donya me say present a bia ni Ghana how information chemi. Upa jidi upa jai. Cause me di me be ye en wi nipa nkum nipa. Me di me be ye madwuma. Pacho bra form biom kakra ansa. Wako last paragraph we. It's a kind of biom subsequently F final 2-3. An agreement was reached between two institutions, the ministry and GBC. No state institution can enter into an agreement with another institution which goes beyond $500,000 without the consent of the Ministry of Justice and Attorney. They will come back. From the total amount, EF, G. Don't forget that GBC said they were paid only 105,000. Ministry now quoted 6 million. Omabe ended up at 3.6 after G from the total amount of 2.5. From the total amount of 2.5 was paid directly 10 years $2.5 million was paid directly to GBC in 2 tranches. 1 million and 1.5 on 13th March 2024 and 22nd May 2024 respectively. Another amount of 1 million was paid to third parties. Who are the third parties? Who were they? I am daring the Ministry of Youth and Sports, come out and tell the whole country the names of the third parties. Mekay Afredo, Soni Solo, Sapejane Bebaha, Wamo Beba Betome was stage in Suha. And ne Wamo Beba Betome ha. Afredo catch them and say, Captain Jack, and I say, when you're not crying, be a sense. Afredo Beba Betome ha ne. Me donya me. Another amount of 1 million was paid to third parties. Third parties no wame ya hwan enye third party, enye TY, IES. Wame ya dodo saying, I want to know, Sir President Kazim bin ka hwan.